How about that? It's been 15 years since our very first Halloween special, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Did you know there existed a Freddy and Jason game on the Commodore 64? Yeah, if you thought the NES versions were bad, wait till you see these. But first, I want to show you some other horror games on the Commodore 64, like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I can't believe a game like this existed. Let's see if I can get it to load. Well, Psycho is pretty disappointing. Not because it's one of those keyboard command search-based games, which I suck at, but because it has very little to do with the movie. You're a detective in a stereotypical Sherlock Holmes outfit, I presume, searching the Bates Motel for stolen jewels. In the attic, you do encounter Norman and his dead mother, but that's about the extent of it. How about Ghostbusters? Remember how much the NES version sucked? Driving around, running out of gas, collecting money to buy equipment when it should have just been about zapping ghosts? Well, the Commodore 64 version takes it a step further. As soon as you start the game, you're assaulted with this boring wall of text. You have to buy the car? Shouldn't you just start with the Ecto-1? Which one is it? I'm no car expert, so I picked the first one, and I end up with Herbie the Love Bug. Well, fuck this shit. So I tried a game called Slimer. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Food's flying everywhere. Eat it. I don't even know if this game was officially based on Ghostbusters, or it just so happened to feature a green floating glob called Slimer. But at least it's somewhat of a game. Next up, Evil Dead. Yes, an Evil Dead game on Commodore 64. You have to use a lot of imagination here. I think this is Ash, the Bruce Campbell character, or it's the top of a runaway sink. I don't know. This is the cabin. There's the fireplace. And this thing, oh, it's one of those swinging porch chairs. Wow. They tried. The object is to defeat all the Deadites. You can pick up weapons, but when you attack, your arms are invisible. Am I hitting him, or is he hitting me? You can even close doors and windows to stop them from entering. And when you die, the screen bugs out. Groovy. Well, that exists. I guess let's try the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Well, it's Rocky Horror. It doesn't matter what I say about it. It's just the fact it exists. You take control of Brad or Janet, arriving at the castle and meeting all the wild characters. If you're familiar with the cult film, you'll enjoy the fact that it has the time warp music. That alone makes it worth it. To serve up another spooky treat, we have The Munsters, based on the Monster sitcom. You might be wondering what the plot of a Munsters game could possibly be. Well, it's based on the episode where Lily Munster is busy running around the house shooting glowing orbs at zombies and floating skull bats. That was a good one. But hey, it's playable, and the whole time I'm sitting here with a smile thinking, I'm playing The Munsters. It even has the music. That always counts for something. Were there any Gremlins games on Commodore? Well, take your pick. There's Gremlins the Adventure, which is one of those guess which word to type in kind of games. At least the graphics are cool, that they tried their best to depict scenes from the movie. The other Gremlins game I came across is action-based. You take control of Billy, I presume, hacking up gremlins with his sword. Yeah, well, there is a sword in one scene of the film, but damn, maybe Billy should have kept that sword throughout the rest of the movie. Maybe then he wouldn't have been such a wuss. His mom, on the other hand, was badass. She killed almost every gremlin in that house. I think if you make a Gremlins game, she should be the main character. But forget about the movie-based games. What you want is stuff like this. Soulless. You're some motherfucking monster going around in a goddamn dungeon, laying waste to inferior monsters. The backgrounds are surprisingly detailed, with horned demon heads and shit. This is metal. But the jumping kind of sucks. What can you do? Next up is Chiller. At first, I thought it was going to be based on that ultra-gory crosshair shooter arcade, the one that got a tamed-down, crappy port on NES. But this game is totally different. You're hopping around this garbled mess collecting tombstones. When you get them all, you advance to the next level, which is a movie theater, and on the screen is the level you were just playing. So you were just inside a movie. That is a video game twist I've never seen, back in the days of Commodore at least. Very innovative. But you haven't seen anything until you've seen Weird Dreams. You want to know about this guy's weird dream? He was in some kind of machine. He jumped and then got transported to a carnival where a giant bee came and grabbed him by the crotch. By the crotch! And then he woke up in some kind of hospital with creepy people looking over him.
Whoa. That is genuinely scary. I wish I could get more of this game to work, but it keeps on glitching. Well, let's move on to the big one. Friday the 13th, the computer game. It says on the back of the box, before playing the game, make sure that you close and lock all doors, windows, and curtains, turn off all lights, use a candle if necessary, make sure Granny isn't in the room, and set the computer volume at maximum. Well, that's a bit of extra work. But hey, it'll help me kill some time while the game loads. Why is there always lightning in my room? Anyway, I'll be right back. All right, I'm all set. I did everything the box said. I just got to turn the volume up here. Or not.
Well, they certainly put a lot of effort into creating a whole cast of characters who you'll never care about. They even went through the trouble of giving each of them bios. And as far as I remember, none of them were from the movies. In the manual, it even has photos, like some kind of yearbook. Who are these people? The game designers, maybe? Daryl Peters, called Dip by his friends. Daryl doesn't take life seriously and just wants a laugh. As you can see, the graphics are nothing much to applaud or complain about. The floors are gray, the ground is gray, everything is just as bland as ever, but at least there's a lot to explore. Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake has cemeteries, barns, churches, pretty much everything except a lake.
Well, that was random and scary.
The goal was to stop Jason from killing all the camp counselors, which he can do off-screen, and each time one of them's killed, they change to a gravestone. So you're supposed to lure the counselors away from Jason. If you grab a cross and put it in a room, that room becomes the sanctuary, so if you lead the counselors there, they're safe.
What kind of sense does that make? Jason's scared of a cross now? Like Dracula? No, Jason would see that cross and all he'd think is it's something else he could use to stab people with.
But this game does not lack weapons. This campground has axes, pitchforks, and spears just laying all over the place. You can pick one up at a time. I don't know if it even matters which one you pick.
I picked the shovel, not the pick, because the shovel's my pick.
You don't want to pick the pick because the pick is a pick and the shovel isn't a pick. If you pick the pick, the shovel isn't a pick. Now you've got it.
So I have a weapon. I still haven't seen Jason anywhere. So I got restless, and I started killing random people.
That is the most high-pitched, blood-curdling scream I have ever heard in a game. That'll perk your pets up, wake your neighbors. If you turn that up loud, it'll destroy your senses.
I also love how the bodies stay on the ground, and if you return to the site, the game remembers to keep the body there. Wow, I think I found the true goal of this game. Kill all the counselors before Jason does. Challenge his body count. See who's the real slasher king of Camp Crystal Lake. Where is Jason anyway?
You're not going to believe this. Is Jason purple or pink, polka dotted? No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing you could even make up. Check this out.
Jason is dead.
Did you miss it? I killed Jason. Look again.
That is Jason. All along, he's been disguised as one of the counselors.
Oh, dude. How do I handle this one? This begs so many questions. First of all, how is that supposed to be Jason?
He looks just like a normal guy. Oh, but he's wearing black clothing, so that makes him Jason. Where's the hockey mask? Even the back of the box mentions the mask, and it's on the damn cover. But why isn't he wearing it? I guess because he couldn't fit it under his rubber face disguise. And why is his real face so normal? You ever seen what Jason's real face looks like in the movies? It's quite distinct. How does Jason disguise himself? Especially when it's a girl. Does he put on a wig and a bathing suit? Oh, that would have been a great scene.
maybe it's based on the first movie when Jason wasn't the killer. Or maybe it's not Jason Voorhees. It's some other guy that just happened to be named Jason. Or maybe the game is just called Friday the 13th, but it's unrelated, kind of like that TV show that nobody cared about. Or maybe, just maybe, the game fucking sucks.
The funniest thing about this is that the best strategy to find out which of the counselors is Jason is to kill first and ask questions later. And it works! Just kill everyone in sight. Sooner or later, you'll get them. The game rewards you for such an extreme rash decision. Now, that should be a movie plot. The counselor kills everyone on the assumption they could be Jason, and thus becomes an even worse killer than Jason. What a twist.
This is the least accurate movie-to-game adaptation I have ever seen. This couldn't be any less faithful to the films if the soundtrack had Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
Jason Voorhees had a farm. And on that farm he killed a guy. With a here and a here and here. Jason Voorhees had a farm. Now that's the perfect score to go along with people getting murdered over assumptions that they're an immortal serial killer. That should have been in the movies.
Old MacDonald is one of several unlikely songs to be featured in this game. There's the Wedding March, for example. But things get weirder. Check out the manual.
Variety is the word here. Friday the 13th, the computer game, has snatches of music familiar to everyone. Try to name them all.
So it's a Name That Tune game? On top of being a slasher villain game? I'm genuinely perplexed. Wow! That is a bleeding severed head with a machete planted in it, in a 1986 video game. That is absolutely stunning. Okay, this game rules, and the manual is a goldmine.
The 2 blood capsules included free with this package are non-toxic and contain red sugar, which forms simulated blood when placed in the mouth.
This game included blood capsules? Where are they? Where? Oh, I guess somebody already used them back in '86. Man, this game keeps getting more and more interesting.
You're not gonna need blood capsules when I get there. How long is this review gonna be?
Win a color monitor? All you have to do to win your Eureka monitor is to listen to the 10 sound effects recorded on your Friday the 13th tape after the computer game?
There's audio on this cassette?
Welcome to the Friday the 13th Horror Sound Effect Competition. You can win a Eureka monitor, which you can touch.
Write the number of each sound in the box opposite the most appropriate description? Finally, imagine what it would be like to own your own software house and decide what name you would give it? 5 entrants with the most dynamic and descriptive names will receive the prizes?
Shithouse Productions. Anyway, I spent way too much time here, so let's move on to Nightmare on Elm Street.
You start this thing up and right away, you got the cast of characters. Actual